Hey everybody, Brandon here, and we are back with another Fake Mon of the month. This is a hodgepodge of a bunch of different mons that I enjoyed in the month of December that didn't quite fit their own dedicated video. Starting us off from Bromo Jumbo is Tyrogue and Hitmonhero. These are just incredible. I love them so much because I am actually a huge avid fan of Power Rangers and Super Sentai, which this is based on. The concept of Pokemon Power Rangers has been done before, but never quite like this, and I really love the different mons he used to represent each ranger. Blue Ranger Wailmer, Black Ranger Zoroark, Pink Ranger Jigglypuff, Yellow Ranger Ampharos, and Red Ranger Pyroar. Just an amazing set of Pokemon to represent this kind of concept, and it fits so well on a Hitmon, line. And one thing I love about this is that Tyrogue is representative of the 6th Ranger. Silver, gold, black, green, all are, typical colors. Even white are typical colors of the 6th Ranger. So you have that white and silver there represented in Tyrogue. Make sure to let me know which Hitmonhero is your favorite in the comments. Next up by Vroomfish are these awesome Hisuian evolutions to Pinsir and Heracross to match Kleavor. Their names are Crisscross and Crusher, which I think is perfect. It goes along with the whole Scyther Cleaver thing, as well as they're just really good fitting evolutions for Pinsir and Heracross, as well as they fit in a little trio with Cleaver. Crisscross has such a clever, or I guess should I say cleaver, design to it. It has those crisscrossed horns, which is its namesake, as well as it works with the Heracross Crisscross. Perfectly named in that regard, as well as it's based on golden stag beetles as well as golden armor, and all around it's just a solid evolution to Heracross that I'd love to see in Hisui. And Crusher is just, there's something about it, I don't know, it just moving the pincers from its head down to its arms as these, clubs, these kanabo, which is what they're based on, Japanese spiked clubs, and like the samurai helmet face, and it's kind of based on an Oni as well. It's all around, the mixture of concepts is really, really well executed, and something I could actually see happening in Hisui. Not even like Crisscross is really cool, but this one, something about it just really screams authentic to me. It really feels like I could see this hanging around in Hisui. Also, a little side note, I love their shinies, like the, Crushers is based on samurai armor, like that coloration, the red and the black, as well as Crisscross is like pinkish, like I don't know, that certain color of pink really appeals to me. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just really just pretty. I don't know. Next up by Goompy are these amazing magical themed variants of Bastiodon and Rampardos. Bastiodon is now Rock Fairy and is based on mirror shields, prisms, as well as stained glass, which is so pretty. It just really works on it, and it like makes it even more, Ceratopsian. Bastiodon is supposed to be based on a Ceratops, but like it's not, didn't quite have that before, but this makes it very Ceratopsian, which I really appreciate it, like presenting that, because we don't really have a true, Ceratops fossil mon, so it representing that makes it even more, appealing to me. Also, it gives me like Mirror Shield vibes from The Legend of Zelda, which I just love that aspect of The Legend of Zelda. The Mirror Shield and Wind Waker particularly was one of my favorite little puzzle things you had to do in that game. And Rampardos is now Rock Psychic, and it's based on magical staves / magical blasts, and apparently it's like a little bit faster and fires off energy from its head, which is so freaking cool. I'm sorry, these two concepts are so freaking cool, and there's actually a little bit of a artwork of them together here, and this artwork just really sold the concepts for me. Seeing the Rampardos blasting this energy beam at Bastiodon, and it reflects it off of its mirror shield face into a bunch of rainbow of colors. It's just so epic, and it just shows how well these concepts fit onto these mons. Before we move on to the next fake mon, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you're enjoying the video. We do tons of fake mon content just like this, so if you like fake mon, you're in the right place. Also, hit that notification bell so you can keep up to date with future videos. Next up is this variant of Ambipom based on Monkey D. Luffy from One Piece that was made by the Fake Mon Critic, but was inspired initially by Anime Freak 9696. If you didn't know this about me, I love One Piece. It's one of my favorite animes of all time, and this variant just fits Luffy so well. I mean you have the literal pun of Monkey D. Luffy there, which I find hilarious, by the way, as well as it captures Luffy's bright and cheery smile and demeanor, and on top of all that, as if that wasn't enough, its tails are a reference to Luffy's form Gear 4th Bounce Man, which in and of itself has references to monkeys with moves like King Kong Gun. It's just puns on top of puns on top of puns. It's honestly like punception. And if you know me, I love puns. It's just one big One Piece variant parody pun. I guess you should call it a pun piece. It's a pun piece. Next, once again from Alaris and More, we have Severian Stonejourner. I just love this thing. It's a rock dragon type. It gives me that Alolan Exeggutor energy. But actually, the reason for its dragon typing is a little bit deeper than that, and it comes from its inspiration. It's inspired by, and excuse me if I butcher this, Sieli, which are a bunch of rocks put together and are sacred to the Sami people. The Sami people are indigenous to Sapmi, which is northern Norway, Finland, and Sweden. So its dragon typing kind of comes from that spiritual, magical arcaneness. You know, dragon typings tend to be associated with like arcane magic and stuff like that. So that's the reason it fits into that dragon typing. And overall design-wise, I just think making Stonejourner just a giant hunk of rock is just so cool. And giving it a tail of rock as well is just awesome. And the little pattern on the front of it kind of gives me that serpentine dragon feeling to it. And it's just overall just a really solid design. I love Stonejourner. That's why I made Cornarian Stonejourner. So it's just a really well represented variant. Next up by An Artist Astray is a fusion between Carbink and Roly-Coly named Lumpty. This fusion is so freaking cute. And let me tell you, as it evolves, it gets cuter and cuter. So Lumpty evolves into Garnelf. Yep, this is a Christmassy Mon. Unfortunately, this didn't make the list of top Christmassy fake Mon because it came out after we had already recorded all the footage for that video. This totally would have made it in the video had it come out a bit sooner, but I wanted to include it in this because I just feel bad that it didn't make it in it because it's such an amazing Mon and line. Garnelf overall is just super cute. It's got that Santa hat and the floof with the like, you know, embery gems to it. I think that like the embery gem part to it, I think is so cool. Like it turned these coals into these garnet kind of things. I think it's super cool. But Garnelf actually evolves one more time into Cinderklaus, which when I tell you this is the most perfect name, I swear, Cinderklaus is a reference to Sinterklaas, which is Santa Claus, right? The original name for Santa Claus. Well, one of the names, I should say. And they turned Colossal's little coal pile on the top into Santa's hat. Oh my goodness. This concept is so well done. On top of everything else, this is a reference in and of itself to the fact that Santa gives coal to naughty children. My God, the whole concept and the puns just work together so freaking perfectly. I love it. Next up from Mikemon Regions, my good friend Michael Ryan is Vicrab. This is actually a follow-up to last month's Fake Mon of the Month, in which I featured the Fear and starters from Michael. Vicrab is obviously the evolution to Crabub. And I wanted to feature this because I just wanted you guys to know which starter I picked for the Fearin region. If you want to learn about the other final evolutions of the Fearin region, check out Michael's Instagram as well as his YouTube channel, which I will link in the description down below. He goes into the lore and the design origins of each of the Mons, as well as he introduces his new gimmick, Forge Forms. And when I tell you, this is the most amazing gimmick I've seen come out of the Fake Mon community, I'm not lying. This is such a good gimmick, so definitely check out his video on these final evolutions. Last but not least, we actually have a few Mons from Elite Four. So first we have this X form for Ditto that is poison type, and it was actually a scrapped design from Pokemon Xenoverse. If you've been to my streams at all or heard my opinion on some Fake Mon, you know that I really don't like Ditto variants in general. I think they're kind of just unnecessary, but Elite Four here with this design changed my mind. This form of Ditto is based on the Venom symbiote from Marvel. This concept for a Ditto is just so incredible. I can't get over it. It has a new ability called Symbiote, in which it takes over a Pokemon and gives it the secondary typing and a slight stat increase. It's kind of like Fusion with Kyurem, Reshiram, and Zekrom, but like on a whole nother level. There's actually a few Pokemon that it takes over, the other X forms in Pokemon Xenoverse, that I'd like to show you as well. First off, we have Ditto with the Electabuzz X host. So it's Poison Fire, Electabuzz X is Fire type. So This thing is... I just can't get over it. It's Venom mixed with Pokemon, which is so cool. So it's Poison Fire type, and it's just incredibly badass looking. Let's look at the next one, which is Pyukumuku X-Host. It is Poison Fighting, you know, X-Form Pyukumuku's fighting type. It's based on football. And so this thing is just so creepy because it just looks like a detached arm with a face on it. It is... Oh my god, it's so crazy. And then we'll move on to the final one, which is Gengar X, which Gengar X is Psychic Dragon, and now this is Poison Dragon. And when this is just I literally can't stop gushing about how epic this is. Gengar X in and of itself is epic, but then you add the Venom symbiote on top of it? Like, come on. How freaking epic is this? Hey everybody, Editing Brandon here, and I forgot to mention something. Actually, Elite Four is running a Ditto X contest where you can make a Pokemon possessed by the Ditto symbiote. Maybe you wanted to make Cramorant possessed by the Ditto X symbiote, or maybe you can make one of your own Fakemon possessed by it. This is all possible in Elite Four's contest, so make sure to submit your entry by January 13th. All the details will be on Elite Four's page, and the post will be linked in the description down below. Anyway, back to the video. Next up are more scrapped X forms. This time is for Zorora and Zoroark, and these are based on Tanuki, and so it's Grass Psychic type, and it is just so good. Turning Zorora's little floof into a leaf, and making him all cheery and giving me Tom Nook vibes, and I just love it so much. Oh my gosh, it's so adorable. So adorable. Like, this and Hisui and Zorora are just, like, right here battling for my love. I love this design so much. And when it evolves into full-on tree hair, and it's got these, like, Renegon eyes, which I love, and it's got these curly cues on its head and coming off the sides of it that are these little vines, and it's just, it just fits onto the concept of Zoroark so well. And I literally could gush about this all day. I just think it's adorable as well as just badass at the same time. But that's it for my favorite Fakemon of December. So if you liked the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe and hit that notification bell. Leave a comment down below letting me know which one was your favorite. And I will see you guys next time.